Uh, Okay, it's working. Hey, Assalamu alaikum everybody. I'm videotaping in the middle of a place called Izbit Sa'd right now. I know people will start staring at me and probably start talking to me, but I didn't want to go back to the dorm, and I hope you can hear me too. I didn't want to keep it too close to my head because it would be annoying. So basically, I just wanted to share something that it's a sad day in Egypt today. A few days ago, there was a big match that Egypt needed to win. It was against Algeria, and they needed to win by at least 2 points. Well, they won by 3, and from what I remember, I think it was 3-0. I didn't actually see the game. Um, and so today was the final game where they needed to win against Algeria, and they needed to beat them by, what's it called? By anything, I think. Well, Algeria just beat them 1-0. I'm videotaping this right after the game finished. It's very sad. I saw people coming out of clubs and bars. They were I was in a foreigner area, so they were all like foreigners and they were dressed like foreigners and they were all dressed up. But they looked very, very sad. The taxi cab driver I was in actually kept his flag on. He's like, they want me to take it off. I wish I had my camera, but everything was red and black. People were wearing red and black. Flags were everywhere. It was very interesting. Um, I just wanted to comment on the whole idea of sports. If you know me, you know that I don't really watch sports. Uh, that's because for me, I think it's a waste of time. But in a big picture, I think it really distracts the people. This is very interesting. There's a lot of things going on around me. There's flies all over my hands, and it's very annoying. So, what's it called? Yeah, so sports are distracting. And I even heard it from one Egyptian today when I was talking to him about the topic. He was like, yeah, we can forget about the political situation, about the economic situation, about a lot of different things when we can just scream and get wild and crazy and dress up and do all this stuff. So I know people might hate me, and for those of you who already know my views on this subject, probably think it's weird. And by the way, I'm in a very shabby place. It's pretty ghetto. Not a lot of foreigners around here. I mean, there are foreigners, but just not the place I'm in, as you can see from the background there. So it's kind of weird that I'm speaking English. I really stand out right now. But I'm still going to do this and, suck it up and be brave, inshallah. Um, what is very interesting is that you have this country, right, and you just have these political boundaries that are surrounding it. There are people of different backgrounds. I mean, you have the Nubians from the south, just to mention a few, the Siwans from the west. I already mentioned them in another post. They speak different languages and different dialects. They have different religions, um, yet they're all together in this Egypt, this one country. And they get mad at this other country, this Algeria, who are also from a different background, different languages. Though they both have a lot of Muslims still. And so there were these rumors going around after the first match that some Algerians, I think 13 or 20 is the rumor, were killed after the match because they lost and it was a big riot. Well, it turned out to be false, but Algerians thought it was true. So apparently um, some of them went rioting and they busted a lot of stores of Egyptians in Algeria. I mean, it got pretty crazy. It started reminding me of McCarthyism, back in the day when people would ask what your political affiliation is, or the Khawarij and different, extremist sects of Islam who would ask you your aqidah, ask you where is God, just for one question, to see if they would kill you or not. I would ride in the cab and people would tell me, you're not from here, or تكون جزائري, how do you translate that? Beware, or like you better not be. Maybe the best translation is you better not be Algerian. So very weird. I have Algerian friends. I have Egyptian friends, and it's cool between us. But I think people took it really seriously. It was to the level where I was at McDonald's for the first time. By the way, McDonald's here is sweet. It's a very nice restaurant. It's very raqi. It's very upper class. It's very nice, and it's very expensive too. And they have a wireless internet in there. They have like flat screen TVs. Very chic, just the upper class of Egypt seems to go there. Different from Mickey D's back in the States. So I was leaving there, and one of the little kids, I mean, he was like 7 or 8, He's like, I can help you get a cab. You could just go to that area or whatever. You know, it was a nice little gesture. So I was like, yeah, thanks. And he's like, where are you from? I was like, I'm American. So he's like, hello. And then I was like, can I guess where you're from? And he's like, okay. I mean, he's obviously Egyptian, but I was like, you're Syrian. And he's like, no. And I just guessed another nation. And I happened to say Algeria. It was after that night. You know, I wasn't even thinking of it. I was just thinking of, okay, close countries. I was like, I got country to the east. Let me get one to the west. And he was just like, no, 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 no. And he got really mad about that. So that was very interesting. Um, and a few more interesting things. I have a lot of ideas that I'd like to share, but they all need their own posts. One is about classrooms and just class here in general and how it's been at Alexandria University. Terrible, terrible experience. Worst experience of my life. And I won't talk about the educational system and what I've seen of it here yet, but I sat on a three-legged chair. They're all wooden chairs, very uncomfortable, and I had to kneel to the side like that so I just wouldn't fall off. And people were looking at me weird. But luckily, the guy who helped me out didn't even ask for my number. I mean, he was very chill, and I appreciate that. So I didn't have to avoid him. In other news, I did not give a number to another guy who I interviewed actually not too far from here. Yeah. Okay, another interesting thing. So we were riding the cab today. Remember I said I had a friend who had the swine flu? And so as we're in the cab, the guy asked, hey, are you from the Medina al-Jamia? And we say yes. So he's like, I heard one of you guys had the swine flu. A taxi cab driver. I mean, what a small city, a small world. And so the friend who actually had the swine flu was sitting to my right, and he said, yeah, that's me. I guess I'm famous. You know, he's speaking in Arabic, of course. And so it's a small world. Apparently this guy works in another building at our same Medina al-Jamia, which is the dorm complex. I think that's the best translation I can think of for it. So, yeah. Sports, Colosseum, Caesar, Roman times. It's a big distraction and I think a waste of time in general. But it's good to play sports and it's healthy and stuff, as long as you don't take it too seriously. Just a little bit of my input. There's a lot more to say on this and a lot more books and articles to reference and read and do research on, but I'll just keep it at that. I'm doing very well, alhamdulillah. I am sick. You just kind of get used to it. If I've already said this before, it's just on and off. And everyone in the program has their turn, and just every few weeks you could just get sick again for one reason or another. So I'm taking meds that are making me very drowsy and tired, and I'm sleeping a lot. I don't like that because I like being efficient, but hey, that's life, alhamdulillah. All praise due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No matter what the situation, ala kulli hal. And salam alaikum, take care.